TSA will confiscate these 15 electronics in 2026. New airport rules you must know. In 2026, airport security is confiscating electronics not because they're illegal, but because travelers don't realize how TSA now interprets the rules. Some of these items are allowed one day and taken the next. And yes, certain laptops, power banks, and smart devices are being flagged more than ever. This list is based on TSA enforcement patterns, airline lithium battery policies, and items most frequently sent to secondary screening in late 2025 and early 2026. These aren't rumors. These are the electronics travelers are actually losing. Stay until the end, because number 3 and number 1 are catching even frequent flyers off guard, and TSA does not store or return confiscated electronics. Number 15. Smart luggage with non-removable lithium batteries. Smart luggage looks convenient, but in 2026 it's one of the fastest ways to lose a suitcase at airport security. If a lithium battery is built into the bag and cannot be removed, TSA and airline security treat the entire suitcase as a potential fire risk. That's because lithium battery fires can't be extinguished easily once they ignite mid-flight. What catches travelers off guard is that some smart suitcases were allowed in the past, but enforcement has tightened. Multiple airlines updated their lithium battery policies going into 2026, especially on international routes. If the battery can't be detached at the checkpoint, security may block the bag from boarding entirely. To avoid this, always confirm your smart luggage has a removable battery and carry it separately in your carry-on before screening. Number 14. Oversized power banks, above airline watt-hour limits. Power banks are one of the most commonly confiscated electronics at airports, not because travelers break the rules, but because they don't realize how size is measured. In 2026, airlines enforce strict lithium battery limits based on watt-hours, not brand or appearance. The problem is that many power banks don't clearly label their watt-hour rating, and that alone can trigger confiscation during screening. If you've never checked your power bank size, this applies to you. A device that looks small can still exceed airline limits, especially high-capacity models designed for laptops. When TSA officers can't verify the watt-hour rating on the device itself, they may default to caution and remove it from your bag. To avoid this, only travel with clearly labeled power banks and keep them in your carry-on, not checked luggage. Number 13. Uncertified or counterfeit power banks. Not all power banks are created equal, and in 2026, unbranded or counterfeit power banks are among the most likely electronics to be confiscated at airports. These devices are flagged because unverified lithium batteries are one of the leading causes of lithium-related aircraft incidents, including overheating and onboard fires. The risk isn't always obvious. Many counterfeit power banks closely mimic popular brands, but lack proper safety certification, internal protections, or accurate labeling. During screening, if TSA officers or airline staff can't verify the manufacturer, certification markings, or battery specifications, the device may be removed, especially during secondary inspection. Travelers often assume that if a power bank charges their phone, it's safe to fly. Unfortunately, that's not how airport security evaluates risk. To avoid confiscation, only travel with certified, branded power banks that clearly display safety markings and battery information. Quick reminder, TSA confiscation doesn't mean illegal, it means at officer discretion. That distinction matters. Number 12. Drones without airline or destination approval. Drones are a perfect example of how travelers get caught between different rules. In many cases, TSA may allow a drone through security, but that doesn't mean your airline or your destination country will. In 2026, the weakest link determines the outcome. If any authority in your travel chain restricts the device, your drone can be delayed, denied boarding, or confiscated. Most problems come from lithium batteries and regulatory restrictions, not the drone itself. Some airlines limit battery size, while many countries require advance registration, permits, or outright ban drones at entry. Travelers often assume approval in one place equals approval everywhere. It doesn't. To avoid losing your drone, always check airline battery limits and destination country drone laws before flying. When in doubt, pack batteries separately and carry documentation to support your device. Number 11. Laptops with swollen or repaired batteries. A laptop may be allowed in theory, but in 2026 it can still be confiscated if the battery shows signs of stress. TSA and airline safety rules focus heavily on lithium battery condition, not just the device itself. If a laptop battery appears swollen, damaged, or improperly repaired, it's treated as a potential fire hazard during flight. What surprises many travelers is that even professional or third-party battery repairs can raise red flags. If the battery casing looks altered or the laptop doesn't close properly, security officers may decide it's unsafe to fly. This often happens during secondary screening, when devices are handled more closely. Travelers frequently carry older laptops as backups, assuming they won't be checked closely, but those are often the most at risk. To avoid confiscation, never fly with laptops showing battery swelling, heat damage, or visible modification. Number 10. Modified or DIY electronics. Modified or do-it-yourself electronics are becoming more common, but in 2026, they also attract extra attention at airport security. Devices that have been altered, repaired, or built from scratch often lack clear manufacturer labeling, serial numbers, or safety certifications. When that information is missing, TSA officers may flag the item for additional inspection or removal. The concern isn't creativity, it's verification. Security needs to quickly identify what a device is, how it's powered, and whether it poses a safety risk. Custom electronics with exposed wiring, aftermarket batteries, or non-standard housings slow down that process and increase uncertainty. In many cases, officers err on the side of caution. Travelers are often caught off guard because the device works perfectly, but functionality doesn't equal compliance. To avoid problems, only fly with electronics that have clear manufacturer labels, intact casings, and standard battery configurations. This is where most travelers argue and lose. Number 9. Vapes and e-cigarettes with unprotected batteries. Vapes and e-cigarettes aren't automatically banned, but in 2026, battery condition determines everything. Loose, leaking, or poorly protected vape batteries are increasingly confiscated during carry-on screening due to fire risk. Lithium batteries inside disposable vapes and refillable devices can overheat if damaged, exposed, or improperly stored. Many travelers don't realize that tossing a vape into a pocket or bag without protection can trigger removal. Security officers look for cracked casings, leaking liquid, exposed contacts, or signs of overheating. Even if the device powered on normally before your trip, visible battery issues can result in confiscation at the checkpoint. Another common mistake is carrying spare vape batteries without protective cases. These can short-circuit against metal objects like keys or coins. To avoid issues, always carry vapes and spare batteries in protective cases and keep them easily accessible during screening. 8. Camera gear with concealed compartments. Professional camera gear is essential for many travelers, but in 2026, hidden compartments, even for accessories, can trigger airport security concerns. TSA officers are trained to notice unusual cavities or storage spaces inside bags, camera bodies, or tripods. Any space that could conceal batteries, electronics, or prohibited items raises a red flag and often leads to secondary inspection. This doesn't mean your camera equipment is unsafe to carry, but many travelers are unaware that extra compartments, custom inserts, or modified cases can slow you down, or even result in confiscation if security can't verify what's inside. To avoid surprises, Use standard camera bags. Clearly organize accessories and remove batteries or sensitive electronics for separate screening. Declaring unusual or high-value items up front also helps security move the process smoothly without unnecessary delays or confiscation. Number 7. GPS trackers and surveillance-style gadgets. GPS trackers and other surveillance-style gadgets aren't officially banned, but in 2026, they are frequently held during secondary screening at airport security. Officers may flag these devices because they contain electronics that could be misinterpreted as security risks, especially if the device is small, unbranded, or has an unusual form factor. Many travelers are caught off guard, assuming these gadgets are fine because they are legal to own. However, during screening, TSA officers need to verify what each device does, how it's powered, and whether it contains hidden components. To avoid delays or confiscation, carry documentation that explains the gadget's purpose. Remove any batteries, and place it in an easily accessible spot in your carry-on. Declaring unusual electronics up front can prevent unnecessary inspection and keep your travel experience smooth. From this point on, these items are often confiscated without warning. Number 6. Smart tools. Laser devices, multi-tools with electronics. Smart tools, like multi-tools with electronics or laser features, are convenient for travelers, but in 2026, combining electronics with tool features puts them in a high-risk category at airport security. TSA officers treat these devices cautiously because they could potentially be misused or contain components that aren't immediately verifiable. Travelers often assume that because the tool is marketed for everyday use, it's automatically allowed in carry-on. Unfortunately, even minor modifications, integrated batteries, or built-in electronics can trigger secondary inspection or confiscation. To minimize issues, carry such tools in checked luggage whenever possible, and if you must bring them in your carry-on, remove batteries and any removable electronic components. Keep the device accessible for inspection and declare unusual electronics to TSA officers up front. This prevents delays and ensures a smoother security process. Number 5. Old or backup phones with battery damage. Even powered-off phones are not automatically safe to fly with in 2026. TSA and airline security evaluate battery condition, and old or backup phones with worn, swollen, or damaged batteries are considered potential fire hazards. Even if the device powers on normally, a compromised lithium battery can be enough for officers to confiscate it during screening. Travelers often carry older phones as backups, assuming that age or prior use doesn't matter. But security focuses on battery integrity, not device functionality. Phones that have been dropped, exposed to heat, or repaired with third-party batteries are at higher risk. To avoid confiscation, check your devices for swelling, cracks, or other damage, remove batteries if possible, and carry only phones with intact certified batteries in your carry-on. This small step can prevent costly surprises at the checkpoint. Number 4. Unlabeled or modified. Charging cables. Charging cables may seem harmless, but in 2026, unlabeled or modified cables can trigger TSA scrutiny. Cables with embedded chips, hidden components, or non-standard wiring raise data security concerns, as officers cannot quickly verify what the device does. Even if a cable charges your device normally, airport security focuses on potential risks and unknown electronics. Travelers often carry spare cables in bags or pockets without realizing that altered or unbranded cables are flagged more frequently than you might expect. This includes DIY cables, third-party adapters, or even novelty cables with extra features like USB storage or LED lights. To avoid issues, use certified, standard cables for travel, keep them organized, and remove unusual or modified cables from your carry-on. Declaring unfamiliar electronics up front can also prevent delays or confiscation. Number 3. Medical electronics without documentation. Medical devices, like insulin pumps, portable oxygen monitors, or other electronic health equipment are generally protected under TSA rules. However, in 2026, documentation is what protects you from delays or confiscation. Without proper paperwork, officers may need to inspect the device more thoroughly to ensure it's safe and legitimate. Many travelers assume that because the device is medically necessary, it will automatically pass through security. In reality, TSA officers follow strict protocols to verify electronics, battery type, and operational safety. Even small discrepancies can result in confiscation or extended screening. To avoid problems, carry doctor's notes, device manuals, or manufacturer specifications, and alert TSA officers before screening. Keeping devices and batteries accessible and organized in your carry-on ensures a smoother process and prevents unnecessary inspection or removal. Number 2, high-capacity Bluetooth speakers. Bluetooth speakers are popular travel companions, but in 2026, high-capacity models are frequently confiscated at airport security, not because of their size or volume, but because of the internal lithium batteries. Large batteries are considered a potential fire risk, and if security officers cannot easily verify the battery's watt-hour rating, the device may be removed from your carry-on. Travelers often assume that a speaker that powers on normally is safe to fly with. However, TSA focuses on battery safety, not functionality, and oversized or unbranded batteries are flagged more often than you might expect. To avoid confiscation, check your speaker's battery specifications, carry it in your carry-on rather than checked luggage, and make sure it has certified, clearly labeled batteries. Declaring unusual electronics up front can also help prevent delays or removal. Number 1. Counterfeit or knockoff electronics. Counterfeit or knockoff electronics are the number one reason devices get confiscated at airports in 2026. If TSA officers suspect a device is counterfeit, even if it powers on or looks identical to a genuine product, they can confiscate it and refer it for further investigation, with no guarantee of return and no appeal process. This often catches travelers off guard, especially those who purchased devices from unofficial online sellers or marketplaces. Even small accessories like fake earbuds, chargers, or adapters can be flagged if the labeling, build quality, or packaging looks suspicious. To avoid losing expensive electronics, always buy from reputable retailers, check for authentic branding, and carry receipts or proof of purchase. Being proactive and cautious is the only way to prevent confiscation and travel headaches at airport security. This is the most expensive mistake on the list. This channel exists to protect you from losing money, time, and tech at airports. If you travel with electronics, subscribe now, because TSA rules change faster than airlines announce them. Comment below. Which item surprised you most?